Hi. Rissy, are you ready for a summer roast chicken? Ready for chicken? So let's get started then. So we have the things that are going to be building some flavour into the main event, which is going to be the chicken. This will then add flavour to the coleslaw as well. So this is going to go under the chicken. So we've got onions, garlic, oranges. So I think oranges work really well. So a combination of oranges and lemons. And this really helps keep the undercarriage of the chicken nice and moist. Some rosemary and sage. Then, yeah, drying the chicken and then topping it with some oil and then some salt. So in next week's episode, I'm going to be looking at what is the best way to get crispy chicken. So this is the technique that I've been using for a while, but I've been doing a bit of experimenting, and we'll be looking at those results next week. But this does definitely work, and it is very quick and easy. So yeah, just using oil and salt. And then yeah, as always when cooking meat, you want to have it at room temperature. So this has been out of the fridge for about an hour or so. Onto the coleslaw making now. So we're going to be shredding half a cabbage, 2 onions, and then quite a lot of carrots. So you want the ratio, or I like the ratio, love ratios, the ratio between carrot and cabbage to be 1:1, and then yeah, 2 nice size brown onions there as well. You're going to be softening up the onions in some orange juice, and then got the orange zest there as well, just to get a bit of extra flavour. Although, as we'll see, this bowl is too small, so I do upgrade to a bigger bowl pretty quickly. Going onto a big bowl, and then yeah, just a little bit of chili again, just using chili for a bit of seasoning. Okay, then food processing times. So using the food processor to shred the carrot and the cabbage to nice small pieces, and then mixing that in with the onions, and then the cabbage will be going there as well. So you don't need to use a food processor, but the food processor does get you very small pieces very, very quickly. You can just cut it up, that's also fine. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be lots and lots of coleslaw. So I'm not going to use all of this, I'm not going to mix all of this with the leftover chicken juices, because yeah, I want to eat that in one day. I don't want to be storing the coleslaw with the leftover chicken juices for more than one day. But then yeah, you've got lots of coleslaw ready to go for future foods as a side dish for future dinners. And then yeah, when it comes to giving it a bit of flavour or a bit of moisture, then I tend to use yogurt. It's just much lower in fat and has some healthier probiotics compared to mayonnaise. So that's what I tend to use for all of my coleslaw. There we go, getting it stored, or getting a good chunk, yeah, stored away, ready to use later in the week. And this will keep for a good week. Okay, so there we go, that's the chicken done, out of the oven. So we can see we've got a nice crisp on that skin, but we're gonna find out, yeah, like I've said, next week, if we can make it even crispier. Okay, so that's the chicken done. It was in the oven for 45 minutes at 210 degrees. So yeah, so a nice hot oven to make sure the skin gets nice and crispy. So we don't need to worry about the chicken overcooking because it's on the bone. That makes it very, very forgiving. Now onto adding some flavour to the coleslaw, just a bit of bonus flavour. So just trying to squeeze all the juices out of the oranges there, oranges and lemons, and then gonna add all of that to the coleslaw. Just a little bit of yogurt. I think yogurt works really nicely, but yeah, you don't need too much. I don't really like overly wet coleslaws. And then yeah, that's it, plating up. So chicken's nicely cooked, got the coleslaw with a bit of bonus flavour in, and then yeah, just a side salad of your choosing. So easy and great for this time of year. Absolutely love it. There we go, summer roast. I think the combinations for this can be almost endless. You don't need to stick with what I've made, just as long as everything is fresh and light, it will work in these warmer months. The link to the recipe for this, or something very similar, is in the description below. In the future, we will focus on how fantastic slaw is, as it will be popping up again. But now we're going to look at all the goodness we are getting from a chicken leg. Chris, you not interested? So here are the headlines. No carbs, fiber or sugar. But what we do have is 23.2 grams of fat, which is broken down into 6.3 g saturated fat, 9.2 g monosaturated fat, and 4.8 grams of polyunsaturated fat. So there we go. And you are also getting a mega 61.9 grams of protein. It's also an excellent source of selenium and vitamin B3. Watch my last video about the importance of B3. And you will also get a good amount of B6 and phosphorus. But what does this all mean? Let's take a closer look at the fat and protein numbers, starting with the fat. So with your diet, you should aim for around 20 to 35% of your total calorie intake to come from fat, which works out, depending on how many calories you're going for, between 44 to 78 grams of fat per day. There is a minimum value, as your body does need fat, the essential fatty acids to support important bodily functions, which does include the absorption of fat-soluble minerals. However, as I'm sure you are aware, not all fat is created equal, and there are some you want to avoid, some you want to not eat too much of and reduce, and there's some you want to actively seek out and enjoy. But yeah, with the chicken leg, there's no trans fat, so that's the worst of all the fats, and the one you don't want any of, so that's great news. Then the fat to reduce / not overconsume is saturated fat. You want no more than 22 grams daily, but this is also okay. It's also okay if you get 0. So the chicken leg is all right, as it's only 6.3 grams. Then the good fats are monounsaturated and polyunsaturated, which is the main types of fats found in the chicken leg. Now onto protein, and we will focus on the easy calculation to figure out how much you need per day. In all my recipes on jollyspud.com, I state the percentages of everything you need apart from the protein, and this is because this varies too much between people, as it has to do with your mass. So unless you are on a mega protein diet, the formula to calculate how much you need is your mass multiplied by 0.75. And then that will equal the grams of protein you need in one day. For example, if you had a mass of 100 kilograms, you would need 75 grams of protein a day. Easy. So with the chicken leg, you are well on your way to meeting, if not exceeding, your daily protein needs. So on to Rissy. Hey, let's see if you're going to be enjoying this or not. So we've got some cabbage here. Good girl. Oh, yeah. Maybe not. Okay, she does like the cabbage a little bit. So yeah, on to what Rissy's enjoying or not necessarily enjoying. So we've got some cabbage, and also Rissy, good girl, we've got your old friends, the carrot. You really don't like carrots, do you? So I've covered the health benefits of carrots for both humans and dogs a few weeks ago. Click here to see that. So what goodness is in cabbage for a small dog such as yourself, Rissy? Well, I'm glad that you have asked. So what you can expect, Rissy, from cabbage is a low-calorie, high-fiber food that is high in vitamin C and K, magnesium and beta-carotene. Yeah, good girl. Also good girl. Yes, you are. So this should help reduce the effects of aging, as well as improve your digestion, Rissy. However, cabbage does increase the amount of gas produced. This is less than ideal, as dog farts are bad enough without throwing a cabbage into the equation. So only give very small amounts to your dog friends. So yeah, only small amounts, Rissy. Good girl, it's only a little bit. All right, well, stick around, Rissy, for next week. You're gonna like next week a lot more, as we're gonna be getting some chicken. Yeah, you like chicken, don't you? Yeah, which is, I think, what you're really after, isn't it? I think you're after chicken. You're after chicken? So yeah, we're going to be looking at a couple of methods to make crispy chicken skin. So here's the link again to find out about carrots, as well as another recipe to try. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you later. And I'll see you later as well, Rissy. See ya.